Buenas tardes, amigos. Feliz domingo. Welcome to Mr. Energy's Fun Sports. We always try to have fun. That's why it's fun sports. Friends, a lot of stuff coming down here. A lot of stuff going out from Miami and coming into Miami. This is the last weekend for recruiting, where players can take visits to the prospective schools before Wednesday's early signing period. They used to have only one signing period where basically all the college players, or most of them anyway, 99%, signed by February 6th or 7th, I believe. Now they have early signing period. Apparently, more and more players are graduating early in December, I guess. The ones that have all the credits from high school that don't have to stay in school to finish out the year. They're trying to get an early start on joining their prospective college teams. So they graduate early. So they have early signing period. And it's December 15th, which is Wednesday. Miami is bringing players from all over the place, different states, different cities, and they're trying to get some of the five-star players. For you that might be new to this, a rating of 5 stars, 4 stars, 5-star players are considered the best high school players in the nation. Very hard to be a 5-star player. It's basically somebody considered a can't-miss star in college, and probably going to have a great chance to be a top pick in the NFL draft if all goes well in college. That's the kind of talent these kids have. Miami has 2 currently on the roster: safety James Williams and defensive lineman Leonard Taylor. They're hosting a couple more, 2 or 3 more. Not going to give out the names yet because I haven't confirmed it, but apparently they are hosting 2 or 3 5-star players, and they also have other 4-star players. Miami's really going for the top. They're not trying to fill out the roster with lower echelon players. So it looks like they're making a push. The former coach Manny Diaz, he wasn't recruiting that hard for this signing class of 2022 players coming in 2022. Only had like about 8 or 9 players that were committed to Miami. I guess since 2020 didn't count as an official year in college football because of the pandemic, the roster was already kind of full. He didn't try to get creative or anything and try to bring more players in and maybe roll the scholarships or do some kind of math so they can get these guys in. He didn't do that. Let me say hello here. So what he did was he was counting on the transfer portal, which I got to give him credit. He mastered the transfer portal. And talking about Manny, he's no longer here in Miami. Now he's at Penn State. He's going to be the defensive coordinator at Penn State. To a certain degree, we have to thank him for bringing in talent and for mastering the transfer portal. He didn't do his best at recruiting the top players from down here, and he wasn't that great of a game day coach. A lot of times they have problems getting started, making adjustments. So, but that ship has sailed. He's now in Penn State. Can't help but mention, without ripping him too much, that he did say that he's going to be the defensive coordinator of Penn State, and he's saying he's going to the real linebacker U. With all the great linebackers we've had in Miami, to say that Penn State's the real linebacker U. It's true that Penn State's had some great linebackers, but again, Manny was the head coach. He should have recruited better linebackers to come down here to Miami. So, it is what it is. We're having a great guy now here as a head coach, Mario Cristobal. He's down here, born and bred down here. Went to school all through his school years down here and graduated with honors in Columbus High School. Great football player. Was a great player at the University of Miami, I believe academic All-American. Was a graduate assistant with Miami. Then later on came back a couple times and coached different positions like tight ends, offensive line, which is what he played, and other positions. He's a very hands-on coach, great at recruiting. There's a lot of stories that Mario actually shows up like 6 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, in the high school parking lots, waiting for the coach, the head coach of the prospective high school teams to show up, so he can show them the love and show them the interest that he has in his players. That's something we're not used to down here. So he has a relationship with a lot of the coaches, a lot of the parents, a lot of the prospective players. So I think that's going to help him. Maybe he won't get all the players that he would have gotten if he would have been here earlier, but it looks like he is going to be able to shore up the class. We always have the transfer portal that, I got to give thanks to Manny Diaz and that. Thanks to him, we're known as the university that gets these players that are not happy at other schools and coming here and are productive, in some cases, star players like Rambo, the great wide receiver that came here for 1 year, one and done, but he's now a prospective top pick in the NFL. I kind of wanted him to stay one more year so he could not only bring it to the U and that combination with TBD, Taylor Van Dyke, help us win the ACC, at least the ACC championship. But he's looking out for himself and his family, so he's going to try his shot at the pros. Now, I know most of you guys see me on Saturday, not on Sunday, but I party, company parties on Saturdays. So I moved it on to today. I want to talk a little bit about other sports going on. I don't know if you been keeping up with soccer. Messi passed another milestone. Now he's number 2 all time in Champions League scoring. Champions League scoring is that league that everybody values so much. Ronaldo's still number 1. I think he's about approximately 43 goals ahead of Messi. Messi passed number 2, so now he was 3, now he's number 2. Barring injury, I believe that Messi will eventually pass Ronaldo, because Ronaldo's about 2 or 3 years older than Messi. So, unless one of them decides to retire, they both play out until, I guess, old man time beats them and they get too old to play. You figure the younger man will pass the older man, so we'll see. A lot of people say they're the top 2. I don't know if they're the top 2, but certainly the most talked about. And they have the most Ballon d'Ors or el Ballon d'Oro. Messi won his 7th and made a lot of controversy. But looking at everything, the thing is, people only count goals. You have to also count assists. And Messi makes a lot of plays for his teammates, whatever team he's in. And it's all around game. It's not just scoring. It's passing the ball, creating plays, creating scoring opportunities. So I think, it was close, but I think Messi deserved it. Ronaldo was behind. It used to be 6-5 Messi. Now Ronaldo's down 7-5 in the Ballon d'Ors. So we'll see what happens. But I think, we'll see. We'll see. But I think that Portugal's going to have a harder time getting into the World Cup. If they do make it, they're going to be lower ranked. It looks like Argentina's sitting pretty there behind Brazil in the South American qualifiers. So, Argentina already qualified as well as Brazil. If you're in the top 2 or 3, you get a more favorable placing in the group for the World Cup. So it's looking good there. And talking about baseball, there have been some rumors that Marlins are going to bring some players in free agency. We'll see. And I've heard the Yankees trying to poach some players away from the Dodgers, and apparently they said the Yankees might lose a couple players as well. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of days. Golden State's looking good. They are 21-5. They lost last night, but they're looking pretty good. And the big surprise, I don't know if you guys have heard, is that Klay Thompson, part of the well-known Slash brothers, him and or Splash, for hitting the 3-pointers and being so exciting, him and Steph Curry are going to probably be reunited soon. They say that Klay Thompson, after going through injuries the last couple of years, might make a surprise appearance for Christmas. So only a couple weeks away, and they're looking good. So I can just imagine they're going to probably take it up a notch once he comes in. They say he's looking good in practice and playing pickup games, and that he's not, not playing like hurt at all. He's like apparently 100% recovered. So we'll see what happens with that. I think Phoenix is also playing well, and so we'll see. I think it might be Phoenix and Golden State in the West. I don't see how the Lakers can take it. They look like they're getting old, even though they have been playing a little bit better lately. I don't know. It just seems like LeBron complains a lot. And in the East, our Heat will probably make the playoffs, but right now, it looks like the Brooklyn Nets, even though without Kyrie Irving, they're looking really good. And they just look like the top in the East. So we'll see what happens with that. Miami Dolphins have the day off today. It's a bye week. It's a chance to rest up and hope for the other teams that are competing with them in the American Football Conference to beat each other up and maybe get some critical losses for teams that are ahead of them. Looks like if Miami is going to, by some miracle, make the playoffs, they have to win out. They have 4 games left. They're currently sitting at 6-7. If they win the last 4 games, they'll end up the regular season with a 10-7 record. That's, from what I've seen, that's about an 80 to 85% probability that if they end up with that record, they will make the playoffs. I don't know if you can expect for them to win the last 4. They should beat the Jets here at home. Then the next 3 games are a little bit tougher. They got to play New Orleans. At New Orleans, even though New Orleans is not the same New Orleans, they got to go play them over there. But the way the defense is playing and the way that Tua's coming on, they have a shot. I guess it's about 50-50. And they finish out the season with New England here at home. Now, New England looks like a better team actually than Buffalo. They look like they're the class in the AFC East. But New England might already be in the playoffs and might already qualify, not only for winning the division, but being one of the top teams. So they might rest their players in that last game. The Dolphins might need the game more. And they usually play New England tough at home. And for the last probably 8 or 10 years, even with Brady there, Miami would upset New England at home, even though they would usually lose at New England. So I think if the Dolphins need the game more than New England, and since their history of playing well here against New England, they could probably take that game. So if they do take that game and they beat the Jets next week, then it comes down whether they can beat New Orleans in New Orleans, and that would give them 6 plus 3, 9. If that were to happen, this is a lot of ifs, but if that would happen, then it might just come down to that game with the Tennessee Titans. No, sorry, is it the Tennessee Titans? Yeah, Tennessee Titans. That game, I don't know. It's Tennessee's got a good team, but then again, we beat the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, the Dolphins beat the Baltimore Ravens, and they had a great game plan set up for that. So they can beat the Ravens. They can pretty much beat the Titans. Interesting storyline, got the former quarterback of the Dolphins heading the Titans. So we'll see what happens with that. But, I think Tua's an upgrade to past quarterbacks that we've had. Maybe he's not a Deshaun Watson. But I think with the Deshaun Watson trade, which they might revisit in the offseason, as early as maybe March of next year when they start doing the deals and free agency and all that, is that Deshaun Watson, the Houston Texans want too much for him. They want, 3 number 1 picks, maybe 3 number 1 picks and 2 second-round picks. That's, unheard of, and it's ridiculous. You give away 3 number 1 picks, you're basically building the other team. You give them another 2 number 2 picks, you're basically giving them 5 pretty good players, maybe star players, maybe even quality Pro Bowl players for 1 player that could get injured. Many things could happen, just 1 person. He has had legal problems. He's trying to fix them, all these women that are accusing him of sexual misconduct and all that. And, I mean, we're talking about like 22 different cases. So, I don't know. If I was the owner, I don't think I would take a chance on that. I would just keep building around Tua. He might not be a Tom Brady or a Marino or, the greatest of all times. But I think he's decent to good. I just think they need to build an offensive line. Miami has a horrible offensive line. They have a hard time pass protecting. That's part of the reason why Tua cannot throw passes that are more than 5-10 yards downfield. They say that he's a champ of these 3, 4, 5 yard passes, but then again, they don't have a running game and they don't have time to throw, so he's got to release the ball quickly. And to a certain extent, those 4 or 5 yard passes are almost like a handoff to a running back because the line is just terrible. I mean, they're last in the league in yards per carry, and something has to be done. So hopefully they will be able to keep the best players from the 5 starting ones. You know, I don't know if there's 2 or 3 that can stay and maybe upgrade in a couple other positions, because if they're not able to run the ball, you know, I say that, you know, I would dare say that even with Tom Brady in his prime, would have a hard time throwing the ball with the kind of pressure they put on him. So, you know, can't put everything on Tua. I think Tua can actually become a great quarterback. He's right now, I consider him good. He could become great if he had a better line. And we place too much importance on the guy connecting on the throws and scoring. If you don't have a line, if you don't have time to throw the ball, that's not going to happen. And bear in mind that Brady's always had great offensive lines. All those years in Tampa Bay, they protected him like he was, you know, made out of glass or something, you know, fragile. He could not be touched. And if you were a lineman and you allowed him to get hit, there were consequences, and you probably were not going to be there in the team that long. That much longer. And the same applies for Tampa Bay. So when you have that much time to throw, look at Marino's career. When he had a great offensive line, he put up great numbers. When the lines were fading, you know, it wasn't just him getting older, having poor mobility. They hit a quarterback that's not going to produce. You know, get tackled, get hit, get harassed. They're not going to produce the same as a quarterback that has time to throw. I was expecting some of my colleagues here from Energéticos to come in, but apparently they're still recovering from things that happened on Saturday when they go out to party, or they're having some kind of company gathering that a lot of places are now having their Christmas parties. So I was expecting at least one of them to come in here. I'm going to mention his name. You guys know him as the King of Comedy, or the King of Laughter, or El Rey de la Risa, Gardo Rubio. I know he was with his family yesterday, but I don't see him anywhere around here. So I did communicate with him. He said he was going to try to make it. We'll see if he comes in. Again, I want to reiterate that the Hurricanes are doing everything they possibly can to build up that recruiting class. All the kids coming in from high school, they're going to see how many they can get. I know it's only 3 days before the early signing period, but we'll see what they do. We'll see if Super Mario can save this class, and then supplement it with the transfer portal. So we'll see what happens with that. And well, it's looking better in the sense that he has a relationship with the high school coaches, the assistant coaches, the parents, the kids. So the recruiting should improve. Maybe not what we wanted this year, maybe not a top 10 class, but certainly for the following year. We're doing this one in English because I'm getting a lot of requests to more English and not so much Spanish. Okay, so I was rolling with it. So I hope you guys enjoy this report. This is going to be saved in my IG TV. Okay, all my IGTV, I saved them, so you guys can go scroll through them. Today we're not gonna have Larney here with his jokes, or Manny, or you see, Manny usually mixes it up with Larney. Sometimes it's Mantequilla with the boxing. Sometimes we have Indiana Fuego, bringing the fire and the all the stuff with the archaeology, anthropology, paleontology with Larney. And so we're not having him, we're not having Manny, we're not having Mantequilla, and we're definitely not having the uncle, the old uncle, Luis Enrique Williams Energia, but we will have him during the week and coming to you guys from the bunker and giving you information about sports and other things that are going out, the clones and all the craziness. This one's just mostly sports, mainly the Miami Hurricanes. The Dolphins' chances of making the playoffs, they pretty much have to win out, get the last 4 games, end up 10-7. They'll probably squeak in with the last wild card, number 7. You know, the controversy with Messi and Ronaldo I still think Argentina has a better shot than the Portugal in the World Cup. And even if the Argentinians don't win the World Cup, we'll see how far Messi can take them and his team. Again, basketball, Golden State looking good. Phoenix Suns staying right there. Who knows what's going to happen? And I'm curious to see if that Christmas surprise of Klay Thompson coming back to Golden State, how it's going to shake things out. Free agents moving around in baseball. I think the Yankees are going to lose a couple, maybe gain a couple, and we'll see by the beginning of the year how it stacks up for spring training. We'll see. Again, congrats to the Atlanta Braves this year. They shocked the world, but they beat the best. And you got to, to be the best, you got to beat the best. So I'm leaving you guys now. Have a wonderful and blessed Sunday. Share my video, save my video. I would really appreciate it. If you guys, by sharing it, you promoting me. By saving it, more people see it. And, not just the likes and the comments. I really appreciate all your support. And, I'm Mr. Energy. I'm not any of the characters, even though I have like 15 characters stored away somewhere in a closet. What do they call that? In the wardrobe. But no, today is just sports, plain and simple. Love sports. Been playing sports since I was 4 years old. Been covering sports for the last 10 years or so. Been training people for about 20, 21 years. So I was a sports kid, sports young man, young man into my early to mid 20s. Always playing sports, always doing sports, participating in different levels of sports, and then from there I kind of went into the training because I realized that training and being fit and being in shape would help you get the most out of not only your athletic ability but rehabbing, staying in shape so that throughout the decades into your later years you could be fit and still be able to perform. And to be honest with you, I'm past 50 and I can throw the ball. I can throw the ball almost as hard as I did when I was in my 20s. Thank God I've been blessed, with good arm strength, can throw the football, can spin the ball for like 50 yards. But if it wasn't for the working out, because I've had injuries, I don't think I could do it. So, again, I'm extolling the virtues of working out. So, basically started out being a sports kid, sportsman, young man, then moved on to a fitness guy, then moved back to sports and covering sports. So now I do a little bit of everything. I cover sports, I cover fitness, I'm a coach as well as a teacher, and I train people, a lot of people. And but for now, just doing more sports because that's my true passion. Sports are my passion. And I think you guys can see it in my reports. I'm a big Hurricane fan, and before I go, I got to tell you that love all sports, love all Miami teams, have great admiration for a lot of players, but at the end of the day, I'm a big Canes fan because it all goes back to the U, baby. The U. And when the U is on fire and the U is bringing it, there ain't nothing like it. I want to see the U playing for championship game, and hopefully it won't be too long. If we don't play for the Natty, which is the national championship, which I don't expect, it's a lot to expect to just out of nowhere, a new coach the first year doing it. But I think we should at least win the ACC Coastal, and if we do that, then we're in the championship game. Who knows with Clemson or whoever might come out of it. And Clemson's not the same Clemson as years ago. So we get in the championship game, we can win the ACC. We win the ACC, we can go to a major 6 bowl game. The New Year's major 6, which are the big bowl games. We get into one of those, we probably end up ranked in the top 10. We ranked up in the top 10 in 2 years, maybe 3 at the most. We'd be one of the favorites for the Natty. And it sure would feel good to play for it, even if we lose it, to play for it. We haven't played for one in about 20 years, and we won the last one 20 years ago, and we played for one about 19, 18 years ago. So it's kind of time to bring it back home. At the end of the day, you guys know it's all about the U. All right, have a blessed Sunday. Take care. See you guys next week. And, oh, by the way, on Monday, we're coming with arroba Edgardo Rubio, which means, the at sign Edgardo Rubio. In Spanish, arroba Edgardo Rubio at 9:30 p.m. tomorrow. And it's Lunes de Fuego, or Mondays on Fire. All right, guys, till the next time, Mr. Energy out.